So have you guys ever noticed that every time you bring up some concerning news about PlayStation, the PlayStation community try to sidestep? Yeah, have you noticed that? Like for example, when it is you try to talk about, let's say, the layoffs that were happening, they sidestep. When you try to talk about what the new interim president said about supporting PC and other platforms, they don't want to talk about that. When you try to bring up discussions about foam stars, the PlayStation community want to talk about.
Let's talk about buttered sausage. Talk about buttered sausage, where it comes from, what it does, why is it doing what it's doing. Get it out of my face. What about buttered sausage?
That's not your jam. It's not your thing. You don't like it?
It's not my jam. I don't buy jam. I buy honey, and I kiss it on the lips.
I told you guys, these ponies are sick. You will see how sick they are as the video progresses. On the other hand, here we have Dustin Legary calling out all these weak Xbox fans. To believe Dustin, of all persons, are calling out you weak Xbox fans.
Chat here. Love what you're doing, Dustin. Keep it up. Very few in the community with a voice of reason. Thank you, Xanark. The Xbox community is in shambles right now, and it's a dang shame. That's all I gotta say. That's what it took. A couple of B-tier games going over to PlayStation for y'all to crumble, for y'all to start saying we're gonna lose all our games and Xbox is dead. Like, I can't believe it. I can't believe that all the diehards just left. It was... I couldn't believe it. Anyway, let's continue on.
Come on, Dustin, you underestimate the strength of the Xbox community. Not only are there strong Xbox warriors like myself, King David, Ray, Post Up, all of these guys, they're even on Twitter like the Knights, like Mr. Bushito, J-Rock, Gaming Prophets, Dirt, Sean, Game Trailers, Godzilla, Double O Mellow. So many gamers who have decided that Xbox is the platform for them. But it's not only YouTubers and guys on Twitter who are backing Xbox. I mean, look at this.
I bought a PlayStation 5. I didn't really, but I thought I would like to see what I look like as a pony, and I don't really like it. No, it doesn't really suit me. Xbox and PC and Nintendo for life.
Yes, you don't want to be associated with anything dealing with a horse or a pony or a donkey. We even have heavy hitters admitting that they are Xbox fans.
Well, that's how Xbox works,
Really?
you know, or PlayStation. I'm an Xbox guy, but I'm saying, you have your gaming system and
Yes, so the Xbox community is alive and well. But today we're not here to talk about all of that, guys. We are here to talk about how the PlayStation community is holding on to the title of being the sickest community on this planet. In addition to that, we are going to talk about how games from last generation have shown more technical ability than Final Fantasy Reboot. We're going to talk about all that and more. So you know what? Let's get it!
This is a sickness!
Let's get it! Now first up, before we begin the video, let's take a look back at Now You Know gaming history. And today we are going to talk about Chrono Trigger. You see, Chrono Trigger has won so many awards when it comes to number one RPG, the best RPG of all times, the best JRPG of all times. Chrono Trigger is a game that has a lot of accolades. Now, what made Chrono Trigger different? For one, Chrono Trigger went against the typical RPG style back then, which was like a turn-based style. Instead, Chrono Trigger went for a real-time battling system, and that no doubt earned the respect of many fans. Now, Chrono Trigger was made by Square Enix. At the time they were called Square, and it was made in 1995. Yes. You see, Chrono Trigger also had some little facts around it. One of them is that it took only 30 days to translate the entire video game into English. So Chrono Trigger is original OG, is a game that a lot of persons is very close to their heart. They beat it. Let me know if you had any fun playing with Chrono Trigger back in the day, or do you still play today? Let me know in the comment sections below. Don't forget that this video is brought to you by the subscribe button and the Let's Get It podcast. So yeah, this is a podcast that I would be doing on a Sunday, and all the information would be in my channel update video. So look for that channel update video and you'll see like my PayPal if it is you would like to contribute in helping me get a good rig so I could stream on. No problem. There's the PayPal on that video. You can donate as freely as you want. So let's get back to the video. Once upon a time, the PlayStation community was convinced that all of their games would not go to the PC. And a matter of fact, they said that on video, that here what? There are certain games that will never come to the PC.
Understand why PC fans keep these alive. They're not gonna work, okay? They're not gonna work because Insomniac will hunt you down if you try to put out misinformation about any chances of the game coming anywhere else besides the PS4 system. Sony's been very profitable because of the PlayStation brand, not because of the other stuff they do, but the PlayStation brand has been the most profitable. So as soon as they start putting their Sony-owned IPs on other people's platform, they won't be as profitable as they are right now with exclusives that you have to buy the PS4 hardware for. So making their games multi-plat would only hurt Sony. It wouldn't help them at all.
It's amazing how some of these dudes talk like if they are sitting down in the boardroom with the leaders in Sony as to know what Sony will do and what they wouldn't do. At the end of the day, these guys are looking for money. These guys are not looking for the approval from any fanboys. Look how his tone is changing now.
What Sony believes is the games that are the most celebrated on the console side, award-winning, sold a lot of copies, pretty old. Spider-Man is 4 years old this year. Those are the ones that are going to be like, okay, let's make sure we got all the money off of this. We did what we needed to do. Let's see what we can get extra over there. We heard that people want it. Let's honor their wishes. Give them what they want.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
So yes, this guy is sitting down and having regular meetings with the boss in Sony. So he know what they are doing, what they are saying when it comes to porting games to PC. Well, it just so happened that it's looking like another game is going to be ported to PC, and this time it is Ghost of Tsushima. Yes, one of the exclusives there for PlayStation is now going multi-platform, going to the PC, right? So how do these ponies feel about this game coming to the PC? Let me know in the comment section below. I'll tell you something, when it comes to the PlayStation community, there's a lot of guys who are just sick. Look at this one here. Unleashed said on Twitter, "Sorry Xbox, but everyone knows it's the truth, saying that Helldivers is greater than Halo." But then the actual chairman, the CEO of Arrowhead, the creators of Helldivers, said this: "Why compare? Just let gamers love and enjoy both, either or neither. We need more compassion and union in the world and less rivalry." So this here is the Arrowhead studio, the maker, the lead in Helldivers, putting these ponies in their place. Yes, it's a sickness. CEO of Arrowhead, it is a sickness you will come to realize soon. But although there has been a lot of crazy and sick ponies, none of them could compare to this guy. Yes, Japan hates Xbox. This pony is one of the sickest I have ever met. I mean, he actually hates Xbox and anyone who games on Xbox. This guy is nuts. Look at this guy and what it is he said about Xbox fans. So let me give you the premise. There was this one Xbox fan on the forums who would have given his story about how he went from, poverty to gaming, and how, Game Pass really changed his life. Using the medium of gaming, he was able to, change his life around. So Game Pass here is changing lives, guys. So this is a heartfelt story, and there's nothing wrong with that. A guy that's saying how, being able to play multiple games and you didn't have to spend that money. No one would find fault with this particular post. But look at what he said. Xbox Game Pass is for poor people. From poverty to gaming, my journey with Game Pass. He went on to say, I almost teared up reading the story. Thank you, Phil Spencer, for transitioning Xbox into a welfare console. Broke gamers now have a home. Xbox is officially console of poor people. Look at this guy, guys. Guys, look at the type of human being this... I have to laugh because I can't cry. These ponies are sick. Is this console war rotting their brain to make fun of somebody being homeless, somebody being less fortunate than others in gaming? What madness is this? But the Xbox community did hit him back. Tarzan on Twitter tweeted, this brother actually thinks it's funny to make fun of less fortunate. How disgusting. Japan hates Xbox. I don't care if you console war, but to make fun of someone that is financially unstable is a whole new low. Correct is right here, this one. One of the main reasons I'm starting to get tired of this sector, human trash like Japan hates Xbox picking on people who have less, all for hate towards a piece of plastic, is very pathetic. A grown man, he is creating bad karma at any time. God universe can take or everything from him. He better humble himself. That is why I do what I do, because of sick ponies like this. Sick ponies like this give me the power and the energy to continue making videos like this. But let me hear what you think about how this Japan hate Xbox set up all this foolishness about someone being less fortunate. Let me know what you think about it in the comment sections below. And finally, let's talk about Final Fantasy Reboot. This is a franchise that just keep on taking, yes, it keep on taking PlayStation fan money. But not too long ago, Reforge Gaming and other Sony fans said that the Xbox community was jealous of Final Fantasy Reboot, and they came to realize that no, we're happy for you guys. If you guys want to play Final Fantasy, no problem, play it. But one of the things that the community was boasting about is the graphics. The PlayStation community was boasting about how the game looks. This game is one of the best games. It have one of the Xbox can never make a game like Final Fantasy Reboot. Well, why is Digital Foundry saying this about Final Fantasy Reboot? Listen.
Spent most of my time playing in this mode, and it does provide a consistent experience in combat, traversal, and cutscenes alike. At the moment, I'm inclined to recommend the graphics mode to players on 4K panels, but I'd personally rather play a 1440p class 60fps mode if something like that was available. Unfortunately, combining decent image quality with high performance might have to wait for a potential PC release.
I beg your pardon? I beg your pardon? I beg your pardon?
PlayStation. In Rebirth isn't really interactive though, with no geometric or even normal mapped ripples to trail the player. Splashing around does kick up sprites, but the actual water surface remains quite flat looking. And there's no animated collision between the player character and foliage. Cloud simply passes through the foliage here, with zero apparent reaction from the bushes and leaves. This isn't a big issue necessarily, but the first Rebirth trailer did feature foliage collision. which looked like touch bending, as my colleague John noted at the time. In the final game, this is totally absent.
Wow, would you look at that? I thought Final Fantasy Reboot was a technical marvel according to the PlayStation community, but it appears it can't even run at 4K 60 frames per second. It could only do 4K 30. It don't even have a 40p mode at 60 frames per second. In addition to that, a modern game don't even have ripple effects or interaction with the foliage in any game. This is something that other games have been doing for years. Let me show you a list of games, all games, that have been doing this. Shame on Square Enix for not even putting this in on this supposedly very fast SSD of the PlayStation 5.
This plays more by the minute.
You were saying something about luck, boy?
Hey, we're safe, right?
Look, some more supplies.
I told ya. Lucky.
Wow, did you see what I just saw? I saw games that were 5 years, 6 years, 7 years doing things mechanically better than Final Fantasy Reboot. So you guys have to humble yourself. Gears of War, Hive Busters did it better back then. Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild did it better than Final Fantasy Reboot. Even Forza is showing you guys that even individual stones on the ground is moving and interacting with the main player. So it's very clear that these games have put Final Fantasy Reboot to shame, and you know what? This no doubt would humble the PlayStation fans. So let me know what you think about everything that was said today. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Don't forget to support if you can, going towards the podcast, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Later.